Coming to a YouTube channel near you.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition with Kelly Joe, Psychic. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Hello, Little Twisted. Hello, John. Hello, everybody that's tuning in. Hello, everybody on Things Network, Spooky Network. Hello, everybody from all over the world. Welcome. This is Grizzly, your host with Kelly Joe. So, Kelly, what have you been up to?
Oh, I'm busy trying to move.
Oh, I do not envy you at all.
But, you know, going along.
Yes, I do. I do. You know, it's one thing I can say, you know, I was telling you in the green room about moving with jobs and states over the years, and you just don't realize how much stuff you have and the work it takes to move, right?
Yep.
So, but it was interesting because as the thing was playing, the intro, I see you being happy where you're going. So it's interesting.
I'm excited. I'm a whole bunch of emotions all balled up, you know.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, it's hard, you know, it really is, but it's going to take time.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to take time. Ladies and gentlemen, I told Kelly tonight, early this morning, that I was going to come on the show naked to make her laugh. She's like, "Oh hell no, you better not." She's like, "A thong is worse enough." Hey Kim, and I was like, "Well, I would wear some a tinfoil hat," and I looked at Mary's tinfoil, and I was like, "I better not. I better use that to cover up dinner later." So
there you go.
So, you know. Excuse me. It was interesting that Mary was actually Mary. What was her name? T. She can't hear me. She's in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Where is T's pictures at? Real quick.
In the file under the or
so
go down.
So this is one.
And then that's the after and then the before.
Okay, and the other one is right here. One thing I want to show you, Kelly, and some of the people that's tuning in, is Mary did a spiritual healing on somebody. And it was interesting because we got the before and after. And it's when I say the before and after is what I mean is that when you have somebody, right, that is not feeling good and needs a cleansing, you look at the chakras on the body, and this is what she looked like before she had the healing done. And oops, wrong button. Present, share screen. And because Kelly knows, let's see here. I think it's that one. Yeah. So, and if you look right there, Kelly, you see how it's muddled and the blockage is there.
Right.
Blockage is there. And that one's like you can barely see it there.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because, you know, Mary doesn't take credit for it. She does things through God and only through God and through the Holy Spirit, like what we do, right? Or through source or however you want to call it. So about an hour later, of course, you see the aura colors around the body. And what's interesting is that after, and let's see here, I got to pull it up here. And let me copy this one. And it's really interesting to see what happens after somebody actually receives a true healing. And here's what it looks like. I think I just went past it.
I was going to say, I think you just put the...
Okay, here we go. Let me blow it up and go back to here and present, share screen, and here we go. And here's what it looks like after.
That was with
Oh, wow.
So,
Right.
Right. So when we talk about people that have abilities, right, and so forth, I'm reaching down. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but you can tell the differences that the blockages are not there now; they're gone, right? And you can tell a big difference how clear they are and strong, the colors and vibrant, right? So if we look at, let me see if I can blow myself up. And there's a picture of myself. And of course, There we go. Now, when you see those colors, when you read that, Kelly, what do you see? What does those colors tell you on me?
Well, you look like your head was all clogged up. And it looks like your throat was affected. And you had foggy brain.
But when you see the blues and purples, what does that tell you?
That means spirituality.
Right. So when you see stuff like that, you can also tell people about who they are and how well they are. Now, the system we have also can read people that people claim to be healers or Reiki practitioners, right? How you see people on the computers that do this, and I can heal you and send you powers and vibrations and all that other stuff. So our system, we can hook it up to a person and actually validate if they do have the ability to do so. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And it also showed that your third eye was wide open in your picture.
So this is a picture of Mary's hand.
Oh, it's all lit up.
And if you look around the fingers, you see
the carillon.
Right. And you see those little spikes, right? That is her output. See the little spikes all the way around her fingers and in her hands. So that is how you can tell if somebody actually has the ability to practice Reiki or spiritual healing or whatever they claim to be. Now, here's a picture of mine. Now, I'm sorry, I've got photo studio lights. Now, you see mine is not as strong as hers. See how mine is more down at the bottom?
Yep. More towards your lower hand.
Right.
He doesn't have it on the output.
You got to talk louder.
I was saying, when you look at that and the differences of the energy spread on the hand, so a typical person's is, everybody has an energetic, but a healer typically has a very strong output, and the energy will extend past their fingers and fingertips, and that's somebody that's a natural healer, as opposed to a normal person. You don't hardly see much around it. You'll see just a very fine line. And so, and as you can compare, if you look at Chris's and I's too, you can also make a comparison on your energy and your auras. So if you look at his and mine, where I'm weak at in those areas, he's real strong. And where I'm strong at, he's weak. So we balance each other. So it's also another thing where you can see on your energy levels on how well you mesh together with somebody. Yeah. It's also a comparison. It's kind of cool.
Neato.
So it's really neat. So when we go to these events in conferences, and these people that claim to be want to see what their output is, we can test that theory. And what we talked about before on your show and other people's show is you got to be careful on who you do business with and who you let people practice on you with, because some of these people do not have claimed abilities. They just want your money. Ain't that right?
Yep, rip-off artists.
Yeah, they are. So with this biometric sensor that we have and how we hook it up, it's very interesting to validate people. And what's really interesting is that with this machine and the technology, if somebody is, before I say this, let me do this just to cover ourselves, Kelly, real quick. This is for entertainment purposes only, and bam.
There you go.
All right. Now, and let's say somebody has a medical condition that they don't know about, and actually, we'll say possibility for the show, we'll show it on the report. Is that not crazy?
Yep. And so you just, because we aren't doctors, you just tell them you might want to get blah, blah, blah checked.
That is correct. Like her friend that had that healing done, she has a problem with her left foot, right foot, and it showed it on the report.
So if you pull them back up, we can kind of.
So, but I'm not going to do it now. But it actually showed it, and it also showed when we were down in Kentucky doing reports that people we didn't know. Hey, Joyski, welcome to the show. Hey, John. People that did not know, that we did not know, strangers off the street, they were getting their aura picture done. We're like, uh-oh, something's wrong. And because it showed it. And that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So this is like
we're all energy, you know.
There was one lady that did it, and I could tell that she had heartbreak like very recently. And I was being very kind and just said, you know, this is what I'm seeing, and it looks like that. And she's all, how did you know that? You know, it's like it's showing in your aura. I was just like, that's something you need to work on. She had a lot of that.
Yeah, but it's just fascinating because, you know, when you see people in action and you hear people after they get a Reiki session done or whatever type of session, excuse me, done, and they're like, I didn't feel anything. And it's like, I know why. Because they don't have what they say they claim to have. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying everybody that you come across of don't have the abilities. We're not saying it, are we, Kelly?
No.
But, you know, that's like when I see Mary in action. I'm not just saying because Mary is with me, but people were like, hey, I'm feeling something in my stomach. I'm feeling something in my leg. I'm feeling something in my arm. You know, it's just like when you see that and you see what happens the next day and you see the changes and then you see the reports and so forth, you know, I mean, you cannot dispute the statistics and the analysis. They're facts, you know. Hey, Curtis. Hey, Scott.
Well, it correlates and it backs up what Mary does as a healer. You know, like,
or anybody else, not just her, but
not
anybody
just
else.
right. But you know what I mean? If it's like, you know, it shows if they're the real deal or not.
That is correct. And it's just fascinating. I wanted to show you that because I didn't know if you ever seen the before and after picture. I didn't know if you ever seen one or not, because a lot of people we show haven't. And it's just fascinating to see that, because Mary did one on me when I was sick. And then when I was feeling better, she did another one, and it showed exactly where I was feeling bad and where it was at. And it correlated the same thing. And it's like, how can that actually tell that? Right. It is just like, because we're made up of energy.
Right.
So to me, it's very fascinating. So, all right, John, thank you, sir. I'm glad you stopped by. Hope you come back. Maybe I'll give you a reading or something. Thank you, John. But yeah, it's just pretty interesting. What's your thoughts about stuff like that?
Oh, I think it's absolutely fascinating, and it's science. It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's fascinating. You know, to me it is, but Mary's been doing it for the last 8 to 12 years, right? Like you have, like the night you got all your photographs out. Have you ever got your whole body done?
Yeah. And that's really neat too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So, a little twist said, I smell oranges. Well, I smell peaches.
That was the kidney stone the one girl passed with.
Well, I'll let you talk about it.
This was the one that the lady that was pregnant. She was about like maybe 3.5 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant, and developed during her pregnancy 3 very large kidney stones. I was told 5 centimeters, 7 and 12. And one of them was causing her a severe amount of pain. And the doctors had told her that they would not be able to do surgery or lithotripsy until after she had the baby, because they couldn't do it. And so she came, and I mean, she looked terrible. I don't want to say anything bad, but I mean, she just was real pale and in pain, almost a gray color. You could tell she was very nauseated. Got her on the table. As she got off, she looked much better, much brighter. Was saying she was already feeling better. This was within an hour. And then the next morning she passed it with no pain, and went out shopping and sent me that message and showed me what she passed. And as you could see with that picture, how big that kidney stone was, that should not have came out without medical intervention.
I mean, that's just, it blew my mind, right? I mean, it was the first thing she got that morning. And I tell you what, it's fascinating to me is that people that have those abilities, that can do that, just like you can, Kelly, that can do it through FaceTime or through a computer. That's mind-blowing.
Well, you can send energy anywhere.
Right. That's mind-blowing.
There's no hold bars. I mean,
people have a hard time with the concept of an energy healer or spiritual healing, but they don't question Wi-Fi or a cell phone. Same thing.
Right.
It really is. It's literally like, think about Wi-Fi, and it's these invisible beams that come through and then make your TV work, or your internet, your cell phone. I know there's people on here that, like, when I was a kid, they didn't have cell phones. It was all wired into.
Right. We didn't either. No.
Yeah. And so, you know, it's amazing to me, but yes, there are certain people that have that capability to be able to transmit that. And it doesn't matter if you're 1,000 miles away or if you're in my living room, you can do it. It's crazy, but people have such a hard time with that. And I've never been able to understand why they have such a hard time with understanding that concept. But, you know, some people do struggle with it.
Where intent is, energy follows.
That's right. You're very correct. That's why when we talk about your intention and everything and what you're putting out there, is you want to make sure that it's pure and it's good. And, you know, if you're putting out nasty vibes, guess what? You're going to attract nastiness.
Right. Energy begets energy.
That's right.
Well, Kelly, and you worked with animals and horses, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's just fascinating. And, you know, people that's never experienced that cannot fathom or understand how that works. And it's just amazing that people have that ability. It really is. And, you know, years ago, I never thought about crystals and how they work and how to charge them, how to cleanse them, and how that works. And it's really changed a lot of the way I think. And, you know, and we stop and think the government did a study back in the 40s and 50s. Hey, Craig, I miss you, man. We need to get together and talk, get together and everything. But, you know, just like crystals and like Craig, you know, he does things through the internet and through TikTok. And it's just amazing to see how these people could work. And they're the real deal, just like you. And then when people see stuff like this, it's just like, oh, it's not, it's baloney. That stuff don't work. And then, you know, when you see somebody in person that don't have faith get touched and have God to do the miracle and do the work, and then to turn around and be like, you know what, that really worked, and here's proof, and I want to come back, and it changes their life, you know, it really does. So, but I just thought I'll bring that up and talk about it for a second because it's a real interesting subject. It really is.
Very much so. Well, you guys, you got questions in the room. We're going to do some readings again if you guys want it. So let us know in the comments who would like a reading. So,
yes, who would like a reading from Grizzly? Let me know. And Mary may be able to do one too.
Grizzly and Mary, yes.
Yes. And yeah, Craig says he does it every time. And, you know, Craig actually cured his own tumor in his throat. So, but yeah. All right. Where are the beans in it? Beans?
They're talking about chili.
Oh, hey, I got to have extra beans in my chili. And I got to have noodles too. Sorry, got to have noodles.
See, he calls that chili, and I always was told that's chili mac.
Yeah, you and me both. Yeah.
Craig wants you to do his.
Craig.
Okay.
All right, Craig. Mary will step off to the side because she does her cards a little different.
It takes
Craig.
me way longer to do it.
And she does healing cards, Craig. So give her a second. All right, I got you, Mr. Scott. And who else? Joyski. Spaghetti meat sauce. Man, y'all, why do you always talk about food on Kelly's show? I'm starving. Can't you see I'm losing weight? I'm going to wither away. Mary's like, I got food cooking. I know she's got food cooking. I can smell it. All right. Apricot nuts. Man, y'all crack me up. All right. Who else is next? Chili and goulash. Man, what are you talking about goulash?
I love goulash.
Man, any type of food with me, as long as it ain't bleeding or moving, I'm all right. or pig's feet. My mom eats that crap.
No. Make me make faces.
I know, right? She'll get in between the knuckles. Mary's laughing. Mary's like, I'll try it. I'm like, you're nasty. Craig's like, what? Yeah, pig's feet.
I've never had it yet to this day.
Mary will probably fall in love with the damn things. Kim says, my mom makes pig's feet.
His mom, they tell him, your mom invited me to try them sometime. I said I'd try them.
Yeah, I know. You're all nasty.
Are they that bad?
No, that she loves the hell out of. What are we talking about pig's feet for? Who wants a reading? Dang, stop, say food. Anyways, Craig says, beep. Kelly's got pigs in her mind now, walking around in mud. Don't you, Kelly?
Oh, yeah. I had to be raised.
All right, Kim, I'll start with you. Craig's like, hell no. Hey, boiled peanuts. We eat the hell out of boiled peanuts. Hey, Mary, you still got a can? Oh, shit. I was going to show a can of boiled peanuts because people think I'm nuts. You get it, nuts?
Little Twisted said her dad ate sardines. I like sardines, but I like
used to eat sardines and mustard.
I like mustard, and then they have them in tomato sauce. But I got to stick in between two Ritz crackers. I don't want to look at it.
All right, Kim, I'll start with you. Hold tight, Kim. Let me do it.
All right, and then I'll do them after, I guess.
All right. Scott says he's a little bold. Bold or bald? Our Awakening Live. He's like, no, I'm good.
Michelle wants one too, and then a little Twisted. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Grizz.
All right. Let me see. Kim, I'm a little nauseated. I don't know if that's me being hungry or is that you, Kim? I don't know because I'm smelling food. Maybe it's me.
Oh, right, I love kippers. Yes, they're good. They're still talking about food.
Yeah, Joyce, I'll put you in line, hon. All right, so a little Twisted. And who was the other one, Kelly?
Shoot, I totally went blank. It was Michelle. She wants one.
Okay, Michelle.
Scott,
do you have low blood sugar? Is that why you just ate? Was you a little nauseous before you ate? Oh, Scott, I got you, Scott. I'll add you back to the list. Do you have low blood sugar?
Ouch.
Maybe that's a symptom before. I don't know. All right, let me just shuffle one more time. All right, Kim, let's see what we got here. All right, so just ate chili. No, but my daughter is nauseous today. I had to pick her up from school. I'm sorry. So, for some reason, I got the word temptation in my head. I don't know what that's about, so you're going to explain that to me. The Lover's card. Interesting. So is that something that's going on in your life about a union and some choices that are going to be made, some values? So explain that to me. It looks like there's some talk in your life, but no action. I don't know if that's a relationship that's with you, but there's some undelivered promises. When I get that, what I'm seeing is that is somebody in the past not fulfilled something. She says no love here.
Yeah.
Is that in the past somebody did that to you? It's weird. Because I'm showing also there's a lot of greed that broke a lot of trust with you. I don't know why I'm getting that. It's weird. Oh, yes, many people. Okay. But I'm showing that if you turn a couple more pages in your life, in your chapter, things are going to turn around. Where are you getting Kelly? Because I'm getting these pages in the book.
Yeah, what I'm getting is she's going into a whole new life cycle, and
that makes sense.
And it's like
I agree with that.
I'm sorry, somebody hears that who died of choking. Because there's somebody here took my breath away. Somebody that's passed on in her family. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to jump me. Thank you. Go away. And it's a man and couldn't breathe before he passed. And then 7-year cycle for her. And she's going to have a business opportunity. That's going to happen within 4 months. And then she has a chance to move in a year and a half.
Oh, okay. So 4 months from now, that would be July. So, okay. So I got July.
And then family issues. She's going to clear them up, and then she's going to have a chance at love. She has a choice between two men folk.
How many did you say?
Two.
That's what I've got.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
A blondie and a, dark hair.
Okay. She says, yes, I want to get out of here. Craig says, time to rise. Yep. Makes sense. Okay.
But quit waffling.
No, wait a minute. There's a saying you say with that. What would you say? I can't remember how you say it.
Quit waffling.
She says, thank you. Oh, la la.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Next up, Scott M. How you doing, Scott? Let me draw a couple cards for you here. Now, let's see here, Scott.
And
Scott, I'm seeing you work with I'm seeing a lot of family struggles. I don't know what that means. A lot of dedication to family. We need to work on your face a little bit and work through that. Even though you've been through some disasters and some struggles, it looks like, Scott, are you struggling with a family member? I think it seems like a son.
Yep.
That you've been working with and taking care of.
Yep.
You're going to be rewarded over that, and you're going to come up with some choices. Looks like August or September's. I don't know what those choices are, but I'm showing it's medical decisions. What's that coming up with, Kelly?
Well, I think it's with the son, he'll find better helpers for that son and better learning and training so that he can evolve further. And that's what's happening.
Oh, he just got suspended for breaking into a high school over the weekend. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry, Scott. Yeah, bad choices.
Acting out.
And then I got the justice card.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've done some ignorant stuff, but nothing like that when I was growing up. But we all made bad choices somehow. But yeah, sorry to hear that, Scott. Hey, Terry, welcome to the show. My oldest is severely epileptic, and my middle is autistic, and the youngest is, oh, okay. All right, Scott. That's right. That's right. I can't remember everybody, Scott. That's right.
Yeah. Well, the autistic child's going to get a lot more help.
Yes.
And it's going to be better. And then the one that got in trouble probably have to do community service and might have to spend some time. There might be a little bit of jail for that kid. And then the epileptic one, I see a change in moderation and
yeah, that's the one I always get medical stuff on.
It'll be better. So everything's going to sort itself out.
Yes. All right, a little twisted. Let me shuffle for you, dear.
Poor baby. It'll. I see sunlight, so you do have a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. A little twisted. I see a roller coaster that you're going up and down on. And when I got off the roller coaster, I'm rocking on a boat. So put your seatbelt on. Things are going to get better, I see. All right, here. It looks like you're going through some mental challenges that you are going to break the bonds on. You are going to break free. It looks like some people that were supposed to help you did not follow through with. It looks like you probably need to cut those ties, but that's up to you. It looks like you're trying to do some stuff, and you need to keep that and put it in an action plan and move forward with it. I think it's going to work out. Continue on your spiritual path. It seems like you're going through a little bit of struggles, but it's going to work out this year. And this year is a lot different than last year. This year's a whole lot better than last year. Whatever you're doing, keep on the right path. And she's going to meet somebody this year, Kelly.
Yes. I see a tall, 6'5" blonde.
Yeah, she's going to meet somebody this year.
And it's right around the corner, right where she lives.
Cindy, I got you, dear. Yeah, she is going for a ride, Craig. She said, spot on, Grizz. Thank you. What about this guy? I didn't know about no guy. She's like, oui. That means yes in French.
He's gonna blow your skirt up.
I'll be like Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
All right, Cindy, let me shuffle your cards, dear. All right, Cindy. Woo, it's like I got a fresh breath of air, Cindy. What's going on in your life? Looks like you made some changes and you need to make a few more. Let's see what the cards show me, dear. Let me shuffle real good. All right, Cindy, let's see here, dear. What are you hoping for this year? Because I keep hearing hope. Let me go to the live comment. Sorry. I keep hoping an amazing life. Yeah, I keep hearing hope. All right, let's see here. Even though I'm showing there's some discouragement, let's not compare last year to this year, okay? Let's focus on what can we do different and make things better. And we probably need to take more time and do a little more prayer and turn things over to God. And quit being indecisive about certain things. If you do that, you're going to take the blindfold off and make better decisions, I think. Another thing I got is I got the King of Pentacles. I love this card because if you follow your intuition and stop looking over your shoulder, you're going to be okay. And because you're going to have the control and power to make the right decisions and move in the right direction. But there's something, I don't know if you're planning or wanting to go on a trip or you're wanting to go somewhere or visit somebody, because I'm seeing a trip or something later on this year. I don't know what that is, Kelly.
I think it's visiting a friend.
Is that what it is?
And she'll have a wonderful time. It's a total, somebody she hasn't seen in a while, and a total girls' getaway. And catching up.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. They're showing me sparkling cider or sparkling wine with raspberries or strawberries in it. It's
that'd be nice.
Yeah, fun.
Real nice. Oh, damn, that card flew right off the deck. Let me see what this is, Cindy. Did you hear it?
Yeah, it went pow.
Oh, it's a strength card. So, yes. So, yeah, your life has been wonderful. That's great. But are you planning on seeing somebody this year or a trip? Can I come? Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, really.
Cool.
Sounds like fun.
All right. As Mary's finishing up with hers, who else is next? Now, miss anybody out there in the chat room before Mary takes over in the next second or two? Yes, go on a bus to visit Tiffany in Buffalo. See? That makes sense. Awesome. And also get away with my sister to her meditation spot. Well, that's good. And, a lot of people do not take enough time for themselves and to meditate. And you guys and ladies and gentlemen, you got to meditate, So, yeah, Mary's doing you, Craig. So I think she's coming now.
Okay.
All right, here, let me put my cards up. Well, thank you all for letting me read you guys and girls and gentlemen. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
It's an
Chris.
honor. Really is. Just when Mary does her cards, ladies and gentlemen, she's got to do them on the floor because she's got the way she spreads them and falls out. And let me scoot over here. Oh,
Hi, Craig. How are you?
all right, here.
Is he on here?
Yeah, he's on here.
All right. Okay, so, all right, the way your cards fell, Craig, in the central area, it fell with the throat chakra, which, again, this is an area that you've had problems with. The next card that laid on that was the brain, which is the thinking and your thought processes. And then there was 2 cards that landed with that, which were judgment and depression. Now, this will make a little bit more sense when I keep going through this. The next card that fell perpendicular to that was the male genital reproductive system. And it lined up with headache, urinary, skeletal, and what was the other one? Betrayal and fear. Now, off to the side where this originated from, it is also saying that this had happened with self-confidence. And so over from that, it also hit in the sacral chakra, which your sacral chakra is involving your relationships with another person. And it says there was a lot of resentment, heartbreak, and grief. So perpendicular again to that, if you go straight across, and so trust me, these were all spread out over the floor. It also said it affected the hematology, pancreas, and muscular. Now, what I was getting from this is that at some point there was a tremendous amount of heartbreak and betrayal. And because of that, you have a lot of grief and resentment that was stuck into that. It has also altered and changed your thinking processes. And because of the headaches, when you get those, you have a tendency to invalidate and self-criticize, and you have a lot of fear in that area. The pancreas represents the sweetness of life and it can hold anger. And when it talks about like hematology, not only is that something that comes through the bloodline and goes through and is flowing all through you, with the muscular and all that, there's a resistance to new experiences and the growth. And so that is being held and literally circulating throughout your whole body. There was some loss of joy that needs replenished in you. And so it appears to me with the cards that fell, like with the urinary and the skeletal and betrayal and fear, those signify there is still some resentment and all of that being held at somebody of the opposite sex. So this is from the past, in the bloodline. Even what could be a family, it could be a mother, it could have been a grandmother, it could have been a former lover, someone you dated, could have been an ex. But all of this and everything that you've had, there's some stuff that is still being held in you. And there is, in the thinking area where it was talking about with the throat and the brain, there's a lot of fear in you from judgment from other people. And it has caused you problems with depression, and it has actually affected your throat areas. That was the central. So there is still some stuff that is circulating and stuck in there. When it comes to this and with that, with the structure, with the skeletal and the blood, it's still circulating through you, and it's causing you to hold yourself back from fear.
Wow, interesting. Well, thank you all, and for letting us read you. What do you think, Kelly?
I think it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Chris.
And, yes, and everybody, thank you, and hopefully you'll have a good night, and Godspeed, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next show. Good night, everybody. Bye.